Good morning, La Casa de Cristo, and all in the community. A special welcome to you, to our online audience today. This is that which takes place in between the before and the after. This is the Interlude. And happy August to everybody. You know what it means when it's August? It means our annual macaroni and cheese drive. That's right. We've been doing this every year for several years. It's a great tradition here at La Casa de Cristo. Every single August, we have a mac and cheese drive. We collect all of this mac and cheese, and it all goes down to the Paradise Valley Community Food Bank. Now, we are, as Pastor Jeff shared with us this morning in worship, about halfway to our goal of beating last year's numbers. And we're a little over halfway over the month. So we got some work to do. So even you online can join in this, bring in the mac and cheese anytime throughout the week, drop it off at the church office on Sunday mornings, whenever is convenient for you, bring it on in. We'll add it to the collection here and we'll see if we can beat last year's numbers. All right, let's talk about worship this morning. We had some beautiful musical pieces as we always do. So I'm going to move over here to Dr. Peterman, and we also have Jaci with us this morning. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
Glad to be here.
Dr. Peterman, tell us about some of the music this morning in worship.
Well, I started off with a very Baroque prelude, really big prelude and fugue by Buxtehude. I don't often do large, complete works, especially for our time constraint, but I'm supposed to play about 5 minutes. I went about 6.5 minutes for our prelude today. Nobody said anything, so I had some fun with that. And then we have special friends with us. So Jaci joined us on a couple of the hymns, along with communion and the offertory.
So I wasn't going to say anything about the timing, but maybe I will now. No, I won't, Jeremy. I'll let that go. But you did mention that the two of you played together, and we saw that at the 8 a.m. service this morning. We'll see it again at the 9:15 service. So tell us specifically about that piece.
Well, pieces. So for the hymns, I simply added her on. I didn't give her any high F sharp. Sometimes I write really high, obnoxious notes, but I didn't make her work too hard today. So I like to add some fun things for our guest instrumentalist. So she played melody only today. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Last time it was really high. And she also joined us for the offertory, which was it's from an opera by
Vivaldi, wasn't it?
not an opera, by an orchestral piece from the Four Seasons. That is Winter and Middle Movement. I learned today, did you know this, that the Middle Movement, or probably they all do, they have little subtitles in them.
Oh, no, I didn't.
If you look in the bulletin, I don't know if it's translated or not, but it says something about La Pioggia, and then what the rain is doing is raining upon the hundreds, the people walking by. So actually, the winter piece that we played today was supposed to depict rain.
Very good. And a reminder to everyone joining us online that you can always access the bulletin, even in the digital form online at lacasalive.com. Go up and look at the top. You'll see the bulletin there. You can pull that down, and you can look for what Dr. Peterman is sharing with us this morning. Now, Jaci, you come in and you play with us regularly. We thank you for your work here. Tell us, how long have you been playing flute at La Casa de Cristo?
Well, in my life, probably a little over 35 years, probably. I've been coming to La Casa since 1998, so I've been playing since about then. And
do you happen to remember the very first time you played the flute at the church here?
I really don't.
You've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Very good. So what's your take on the pieces that were played today with Jeremy and the musical connection that you had together?
Yeah, I always love playing with Jeremy. I think we kind of feel the music the same way, so it's fun to do. And Jennifer asked, do you want to play these two pieces? And I said, sure. So.
Very good. Now, we want to get a little sample here from both of you if we can. We'll have Chris hold your microphones, and you'll play any piece that you want, Jeremy. You let us know what you're going to play here.
Offertory?
Sure.
Offertory?
Okay.
So we'll
Very
play
good.
maybe 30 seconds of see if you can hear the raindrops of winter.
Raindrops of Winter. Here's Dr. Peterman and Jaci Olsen playing for us this morning. So we're to be listening for the raindrops in there from Largo from Winter. Dr. Peterman, tell us, what's the difference between just playing the organ by yourself and your own piece versus playing the organ when you know that you have somebody on the flute with you at the same time?
I use my skills as a collaborative pianist to accompany my singers or anybody that's with me. So in this case, Jaci on the flute. And you have to have an understanding of what it might take. I said singer because I'm always thinking of the melody and the breath that it takes to create that melody and the preparation that she would need to either start the phrase and end the phrase and anything in between. So I'm constantly thinking not necessarily of my part, but what it will be, what's needed to help encourage her to play to her success, of course, but also to predict the phrasing and the timing. So I'm always thinking about two things at once.
Very good. And Jaci, how is it from your end playing along with Jeremy and what he's doing on the organ?
Just have to watch, and we have eye contact during while we play, and I just kind of always listen for what he's doing as well. So yeah.
Now, on the organ, if I may interject, it's somewhat difficult as a singer, especially as a singer, but most people have a little difficulty playing with the organ because many of the sounds are quite mellow or not piercing and precise. The sound swims, so it's hard to feel where the beat is. So today I actually kind of cranked up the sound a little bit for her, and then I'm relying on our sound guys to crank it down in the live stream. So I try and give her what she needs to be able to hear beyond, because she's playing really high notes outside of her ears. So she needs some extra help to be able to hear what I'm doing.
Jaci, I know you don't just show up here and play the piece. It takes a lot of practice. Even heard some comments as people are leaving today about how beautiful the music is. So give us a little insight into the background, the preparation for all this. Do you practice at home? How often are you playing the flute? All of that kind of stuff.
I used to play a lot more. I don't play as much anymore. I basically, if anybody asks me to play here, I get the music, and the week before I play through it and warm up a little bit, but probably not as much as I should practice.
But you're keeping it up, and it still
Yep.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Now, Dr. Peterman, I noticed that Jaci is filling in for the choir this morning. Tell us the status of the choir, and going into the fall, what's happening with the choir?
Sanctuary Choir and Handbells and Children's Choir all resume the week of September 10, 11. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. Everything just gets kicked off right there. We already have 22 kids signed up for Children's Choir.
It's fantastic.
I'm a little scared.
Fantastic.
And it's going to be really exciting, and Handbells is ready to rock, and Sanctuary Choir too. So yes, we have maybe 2 or 3 more weeks of either singers or instrumentalists joining us, and then Sanctuary Choir singing all the way through until next May. No breaks.
This is the year to be in children's choir for sure. Now, for anybody watching that has thought to themselves, I wonder what it's like to be in the choir. I've never been in the choir. I wonder if I should do it. Tell us, what is it like to be in the choir, and should people join in?
Well, I won't lie and say that you don't have to read music. It certainly helps. You can probably get by. Actually, Jennifer and I, we always make practice tracks. So each part, the soprano, alto, tenor, bass, they're able to practice at home. They take their music, or if they don't even have their music, you can see the PDF and then listen to your practice track. And people actually use it, so I'm really happy that they're taking advantage of what we put on the internet for them, because that takes a lot of work. But since it is a valuable asset, they use it. And as far as Sanctuary Choir, yes, they meet on Wednesdays for about an hour and 15 minutes or so, and then they sing courageously, full-heartedly at both services, the entire service. So it's a significant commitment, but it's something that is understood as being part of the choir. They probably have seen our services out there and realized, oh, the choir, they're here for. I don't think any other choir does that, stay for 2 services.
That's right.
So they really are committed to being part of the worship services.
I've noticed with the choir that it's more than just the music. They are so dedicated time-wise, their commitment. They're so faithful to the worship, like you say. How often they're here for both the practices and the worship services. It's more than just a quick, hey, let's show up and do this and then head out of here. So we're thankful for the choir. And let me ask you a different question, Jeremy. Everybody loves hearing the organ. They also love hearing all the different things that the organ can do. And I know for that reason, you have recitals different times throughout the year to help show off the instrument. Do you have any recitals coming up?
Why, yes, I do. September 20th, that's a Friday, 7 p.m. I was briefly thinking about canceling it because of the crutches over here, but to my surprise, my foot works. So I'm going to keep on. Here's my recital binder right here, which I'll practice right after the second service. I'll stay here till about 4 p.m. Today and practice. And it's going to be really exciting. Do you want to know the title of it or no?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think I'm going to call it Bells and Bells. So bells without an E and then bells with an E. So several of the pieces feature chime sounds. Several of the pieces have a woman's name in it, like Carmen. I'll do a Carmen overture. Then one is called My Best Girl. It's a movie from the 20s. And then other pieces are just really beautiful works of art. So it's bella. So bells and bells.
So you heard it here first on the Interlude, Bells and Bells, title for the next recital. So hope you can join it. Say that date one more time, Jeremy.
Friday, September 20th, 7 p.m.
Friday, September 20th. Very good. Well, a special thanks to you for all the work that you always do. Thank you, Jackie, for all that you do when you come in and you play the flute for us. It's been a beautiful Sunday morning here. Join us for the 9:15 a.m. worship service. This has been the Interlude.